in the World Cup in North America because of the United States military operation. He says the players would not be safe and that if any other country did even 1,000th of what they did, the international community would take the hosting rights away. The statement on Iran State TV comes hours after the president of soccer's international governing body, FIFA, Gianni Infantino, said that he'd been assured by President Trump the Iranian team would be allowed to enter the U.S.
Fox's Chris Foster. The new U.S. ambassador to South Africa has just been summoned after publicly criticizing the South African government over diplomatic ties with Iran and affirmative action laws. America is listening to Fox News.
Fox News Books has boasted a host of best.
I'm Steve Finatieri, Regional Vice President for Cumulus Media, inviting you to one of Metro Detroit's premier summer charity events. On Monday, July 13th, 760 WJR presents the Lomas Brown Golf Classic at the beautiful Country Club of Detroit. Hosted by Detroit Lions legend and WJR radio host Lomas Brown, this championship-level outing brings together business leaders and sports figures for an unforgettable day of golf and community impact. After a sold-out debut in 2025, this year's event will be even bigger, with premium activations, elevated hospitality, and lots of Detroit sports personalities. Proceeds benefit the Lomas Brown Jr. Foundation, strengthening Detroit families through scholarships, youth development, and life skills programming. Companies like yours across Michigan are invited to align their brands with a cause that's truly making a difference. Be a part of something bigger than golf. July 13th at the Country Club of Detroit. Contact me directly at 313-873-9866 or visit LomasBrownGolfClassic.com. That's LomasBrownGolfClassic.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Reamer Floors 3-day sale this Thursday through Saturday only. Save up to 40% on new flooring for your home. Carpet, hardwood, luxury, vinyl, and waterproof floors, all at unbeatable sale pricing. If flooring is on your spring to-do list, don't wait. This weekend only at Reamer Floors in Bloomfield Hills, Northville, or online at reamerfloors.com. We've got a wreck on I-275 southbound after 8 Mile. Another accident on I-94 westbound, the on-ramp from I-75 northbound. At the Davison, we have another wreck blocking your left lane. Hines Drive closed in both directions between West Outer Drive and Ann Arbor Trail due to flooding. Still have that broken water main on Jefferson in both directions near Burns Street. Your roadway's been reduced to 1 lane there each. Southbound Southfield Freeway off-ramp to Ford Road. We've got a construction project going on there. That's going to last until 2:30 p.m. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Periods of rain, a high near 60 today. Overcast for tonight with a low of 28. Partly cloudy and cooler for Thursday with a high of 42. Right now, we're looking at 58 degrees and cloudy in Metro Detroit. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Every day, unsung heroes are transforming our neighborhoods. And 760 WJR's Michigan Voices with me, Marie Osborne, is here to tell their stories. But we need your help to find them. Do you know a local nonprofit or other community organization making an impact? Help us shine a spotlight on their work. Email the details to michiganvoices@wjr.com. Let's join forces to amplify the people building a better Michigan. Michigan Voices, Sunday mornings at 5:30, only on 760 WJR.
It's more than news. It's a conversation. This is JR Afternoon on WJR. Here's Ryan Ermanni.
Hey, let's go on a Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason, Abby Pelkey across the glass. If you are watching on YouTube, we say hello to you. If you're listening on 760 WJR or the WJR free mobile app, welcome in as well. Hopefully you're driving safe out there, pouring out there. It's one of those days where it's raining hard, and that's how my day got started. This rain affected my entire morning. I'll tell you, if you've noticed, I'm not in studio today. If you're watching on YouTube, you notice that my wife is out of town. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I am completely out of my element. I am in charge of 2 kids. the absolute be-all, end-all primary parent. I love my kids, but I barely got them off to school this morning. I have such an appreciation for single parents, for parents that have to get their kids off to school in the morning. I mean, you would have thought I'd never done anything like this in my life. The morning routine was, I think, okay. It was a little bit different than my wife does it, but we got those kids off to school. It was absolutely a breathtaking moment for me to take a step back. And when I got those kids out of the car, you would have thought I have won the day. And then I had to drive in rush hour traffic. How all of most of the world drives in rush hour traffic is beyond me. Throw a little bit of rain in the mix. Is this how the people with regular 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 jobs do it? They deal with this traffic every day. I thought it was incredible to me how bad people drive in rain like that in rush hour traffic. Danielle, Beth Ann, are you kidding me? Is this how the real world does it? I have been so fortunate in my life, that I have always worked a schedule, whether it was the nighttime schedule at Fox 2 or the morning time schedule now at Fox 2, where I have never had to worry about rush hour traffic. Today, I worked from home in the morning, so I had to drop the kids off 8 o'clock, and then I went right to work in the middle of the rush hour. And I'll tell you, I didn't know people can drive that bad in rain. It was really a disaster. And then, so there's that. And then we're at Fox 2 earlier today, and as you heard me talking with Paul W. Smith earlier at the end of his show, I encourage you to listen to that each and every day. We have a good time at our crosstalks. But the fire alarm went off during the show. It was about 11:40. We had 20 minutes left of the show, and all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off, and we had no idea what was happening, thought it was a false alarm. It ultimately was. We got the all clear, and we went back in. Let me lead there first. But at the time, we had no idea what was happening. So we just continued on with the show, and the fire alarm kept going and going and going. And they're like, we're going to evacuate. Now, I've been there for 22 plus years. We've never evacuated. I personally cannot remember evacuating. I believe it happened one other time during a fire alarm, but out of an abundance of caution, we left the building. Southfield Fire Department was there within minutes. Incredible job by them. They walked in, they cleared the building, and we went back in. But we were off the air for about 20 minutes or so. And in 2026, when you see all of the things happening around the world, you just have no idea. I didn't think there was a problem. I never felt like unsecure or anything. But you never know in situations like this. So I want to thank the Southfield PD or Southfield Fire Department, I should say. Tremendous job by them. Orderly fashion, we evacuated the building and all was clear. But that was an interesting morning for me, and now an interesting afternoon for me as well as we continue on here. Excited about the show today. We're going to talk Lions in the next segment. They have been making some moves over the last couple of days as the free agency period kicked off. And so we'll talk to John Doc Macaroon, Lions writer for SI.com. We'll talk to him next. And then we'll talk to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell at 3:18. We'll talk to her about a number of different things, including where we are with the DHS funding bill. Will we reopen the government at any point here soon? Also, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and President Trump working together on a couple of issues. What can we learn to see those two working together? Meantime, speaking of money, new inflation numbers show consumer prices rising in February, driven in part by higher gasoline costs linked to the growing instability in the Middle East. This is a story that is not going away, ladies and gentlemen. WJR's Marie Osborne joins us with a look at those numbers. Hey, Marie.
Hi there, Ryan. So we're talking about the Consumer Price Index. It's from the Labor Department. It shows prices up 0.3% last month, slightly higher than January's increase. Now, fuel, as you can imagine, was a major factor after 2 months of declines. Gas prices have surged more than 18%, and that, of course, is due to the conflict in the Middle East. Rent rose just 0.1%. That's the smallest monthly increase since January of 2021. Food prices accelerated 0.4% for the month. They were up 3% from just a year ago. So food prices overall are up from last year. Egg prices, though, falling just under 4%. Apparel prices, which are sensitive to tariff pressures, they saw a 1.3% monthly gain. It's the biggest jump since September of 2018. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed it. Clothes are costing more. And new vehicle prices were steady. They were up just 0.5% from a year ago. So inflation continued to reflect this impact of recent tariff policies. And for now, Ryan, the Federal Reserve is expected to hold interest rates steady, and they're going to be meeting again next week.
You know, Marie, we talked about this yesterday, and with the price of gasoline, the price of diesel specifically, you know, that's how all those trucks transport food. We were just waiting for the cost of food to go up, and it's just trending in that direction. We'll see how quickly it can come down, though. I think for as fast as it goes up, it always seems to take a lot slower time to come down. So we'll see, because the president is on the road today. He's going to be in Ohio. He's going to be in northern Kentucky. And part of that, Marie, is to calm fears of the economy. But there's two things you cannot do. You cannot tell people we are okay when they get gas and they get food every day. And those two things specifically are high. Those are two issues that he will lose on each and every time, at least in the present. We'll see what happens in the future, but in the present, that's what people care about.
Precisely. And we're all faced with that every time we go to the store.
No doubt about it. All right, we'll check in with you in the next hour. Thanks so much, Marie.
Thank you.
Hey, we're gonna talk a little politics in hour number 2 of the program with Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. I want to talk some Lions now. We are in the middle of free agency in the NFL. There is so much going on, including the restructuring of a contract today. Quarterback Jared Goff did that will free up $32 million for the Detroit Lions in cap space. We'll talk to Doc Macaroon, Lions writer, SI.com. We'll do that next. Stay right here, 760 WJR.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Every day, unsung heroes are transforming our neighborhoods. And 760 WJR's Michigan Voices with me, Marie Osborne, is here to tell their stories. But we need your help to find them. Do you know a local nonprofit or other community organization making an impact? Help us shine a spotlight on their work. Email the details to michiganvoices@wjr.com. Let's join forces to amplify the people building a better Michigan. Michigan Voices, Sunday mornings at 5:30, only on 760 WJR.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by NECA, IBEW Local 58. Count on the Powering Michigan team of IBEW 58 skilled electricians and NECA signatory contractors for your next commercial, industrial, public, or residential construction project. The best electricians, the best electrical contractors, period. Learn more at poweringmichigansfuture.com. We've got moving roadwork blocking your right lane on I-96 westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. Another accident blocking your left lane on I-75 northbound after the Davison. That's causing some stop and go from Kniff Street. Look out for a wreck on I-94 westbound, your on-ramp from I-75. More construction on I-696 eastbound from Orchard Lake Road just past Franklin Road. Traffic being funneled to the lodge there due to that closure. And look out for a broken water main. Jefferson in both directions near Burns Street. Your roadway's been reduced to 1 lane in each direction. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Flood watch in effect for a large chunk of southern Michigan. We've had 1.5 inches plus downpours. There are winter weather alerts up north and the potential for some isolated severe storms. 61 is a cold front eclipses today. 28 degrees our low tonight with decreasing rain chances. Partly cloudy Thursday, cooler, high 42, low 30. And a rain snow mix Friday, high 47, low 26. Inches of snow possible Saturday night and Sunday morning. Winter not done yet. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
There's trouble in River City, and you're invited as Meredith Wilson's The Music Man comes to the Fox Theater for 4 performances. Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th, featuring classic 76 trombones. You Got Trouble, Till There Was You, Pick a Little, and Gary, Indiana. You could win tickets. Text keyword trouble to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by 313 Presents. Official rules at WJR.com. Tickets available for purchase at Ticketmaster.
Visit Old St. Patrick Catholic Church for their 48th annual Lenten fish fry dinners every Friday, February 20th through March 27th from 4:30 till 7 p.m. Dinners include fish, choice of potato or mac and cheese, salad, and a beverage. Adult meals are $18 with discounts for seniors and children. Kids 4 and under eat free. St. Patrick Catholic Church is located at 5671 Whitmore Lake Road in Ann Arbor. For more information, visit stpatricka2.org.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Renee Fluker, founder and CEO of College Career Beyond Midnight Golf, is proud of her program.
From 17 to over 3,000 young people that we still stay in contact with. I'm doing a database now. The first Midnight Golf kids up until 2018, and you should see their careers.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
Thursday on JR Morning, Detroit Mayor Mary Sheffield will join us at 8:49 to talk about her budget proposal. It'll be Therapy Thursday with Dr. Steve Craig at 7:19. And you'll have a chance to win a pair of opening night tickets to see Meredith Wilson's The Music Man at 7:49. Right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't. 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Here's Ryan Goldberg, President and CEO of DFCU Financial.
At DFCU, our credit union is all about our members and the community. We're not just focused on numbers and metrics, but we are focused on doing the right thing for our communities. That's why we pay back earnings to our members through a very popular cashback program.
How about small business owners? How do they benefit from being with DFCU?
Our business and commercial banking teams bring a wealth of knowledge and expertise to benefit you. By understanding your unique financial needs, our team can deliver tailored lending solutions, deposit, and treasury management. Working with DFCU means you'll have access to decision makers and benefit from speed to market. We're in a strong liquidity position, and that means we have money to lend and the willingness to lend it. Business lenders often have a box that customers must fit into. We don't work that way.
Some restrictions apply. Visit dfcufinancial.com for details. DFCU Financial is an equal housing lender, federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. Lions making some moves. Without further ado, let's get right to it. LionsRiderSI.com. My guy, John Doc Macaroon. Doc, how are you, buddy?
Ryan, it's a pleasure to see you in this form. What's going on? I'm glad you turned on the microphone from what I was listening to earlier. I'm in the same boat. Sometimes I'll be heading off to the office. I'll forget my schedule. I'll forget my laptop. And I'm just thankful I'm able to turn on a computer and be able to talk to you, man. It's a blessing, right?
No doubt about it. You know, it is funny. You know, technology allows working parents to do what they have to do in order to take care of the kids and still get the job done. And that is one thing that we have learned over the last couple of years, and I'm grateful for it. But, hey, Doc, Lions, first and foremost, the move today, restructuring Jared Goff's contracts and freeing up $32 million of cap space, that's going to really help them.
Absolutely. You look at it and you say, okay, what the Lions did was actually free up the money to be able to pay some of the bills. I think some of your listeners will understand if they got their tax check, they got some money added to the bank. Now, unfortunately, many of us go out and spend more money after getting that money injected into the bank. But here's the situation for the Lions. Yes, it's good. They're able to pay their bills, but that extra money is potentially not going to be allocated for what we all want, which is a splash signing. The Lions right now sit with about $37 million in cap space. So now what has to happen is you have to pay your draft class. You have to pay the new free agent signings that you just added over the course of the last 2 days. And you have to fill out a practice squad. And you got to start making those talks happen with Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Laporta, and Branch. So unfortunately, you know, just like in life, Ryan, as you understand, we need more money. We got to find more to be able to get more good players. But good news for the Lions getting at least Jared Goff taken care of.
How would you grade Brad Holmes' free agency period through the first 48, 72 hours or so? It feels like, you know, they're losing a lot of players and maybe not gaining a lot. I love the signing of Pacheco. I love the signing of Bridgewater. But where do you grade them? 2 offensive line signings. How do you see this looking so far?
Yeah, I want to be fair. I know the fans, and I respect what people want. They want the splash signing. They want some of the free agency frenzy. But unfortunately, it's been leaning more toward what we expected, a little more bargain bin, which is a little unfortunate in terms of this time of year. But I understand. First and foremost, you addressed your biggest need, which is center. You added one of the top 5 at the position in Cade Mays. Yeah, he's got some limitations in terms of, how he plays against the run, but he's a good fit and an upgrade over Graham Glasgow. So to me, overall, my grade is a B- in regards to the fact that, yes, there's still major holes on defense that we're looking to kind of fill. Maybe at safety, you lost Alex Anzalone. Maybe those positions are going to be filled in the draft. But I think the surprise that many people kind of felt was, a little bit of a ding to losing on defense was Roy Lopez. He was really solid. I think he was one of the best targets that the Lions got last year. And he, it's really good when you play for the Lions, you start getting a raise when free agency hits. Amik Robertson, Anzalone, Lopez all got some money added to their bank accounts. But look, we're still in free agency. It hasn't really officially, the new league year starts in a couple hours. So there's still time to add talent, but I do think we should taper expectations that the free agents are going to be mid-tier to affordable in the nicest way to say it.
You know what? You mentioned the secondary, and I think that's where a lot of people envision, okay, the Lions lost ... because Branch is going to be out for a while. Kirby Joseph, we really have no idea about. Terry and Arnold, we really have no idea about. And what once was a strength, Doc, is really not that anymore. It's a huge question mark.
Yeah, and I think everybody's right. Like, you look at that offense, and that's the reason for hope. Because, listen, we don't want to peddle fear here, but at the same token, Brad Holmes obviously clearly favors that side of the football. When you add Isaiah Pacheco, when you add the center, and you add Larry Brown, the offensive lineman, clearly that was the side of the football that they wanted to ensure was good for new offensive coordinator Drew Petzing. But as we all saw, the Seahawks and the Eagles, the last 2 Super Bowl winners, had some nice defenses that we all could sit back and go, wow, it would be nice in Detroit. So if you're Calvin Shepard, you got to kind of knock on Brad's door and going, did you forget I have a unit that we need to stock with some talent? And can you get me a little bit more of a high impact player? But let's not forget, the Lions do have 9 draft picks. But again, we're not going to win a Super Bowl on the backs of young rookies. It's a 50-50 proposition in any draft selection. So, yeah, I do think that as Lions fans, we're sitting there going, ooh, Max Crosby went to the Ravens. Oh, he's back. Oh, Trey Hendrickson still available. And we're not probably going to get into any of those 2 players. So I do think that a lot of fans want more high impact player, but the Lions are sticking to their philosophy of draft and develop. And you have to trust that if the Lions are going to have success, it's going to be on the backs of their own guys.
Check them out, SI.com, Lions writer, the great John Doc Macaroon. Thanks for hopping on with me, big guy. We'll talk to you soon.
Make sure, always leave the house with the keys, Ryan.
You got it. All right, I want to hear from you, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. What is the window for the Lions? How do you feel about their offseason? We can stick with the little NFL free agency if you want. Is the window open for the Detroit Lions? We'll continue on 760 WJR.
Our representative Bill Huizenga is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars.
So my mic is.
He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Visit Old St. Patrick Catholic Church for their 48th annual Lenten Fish Fry dinners every Friday, February 20th through March 27th from 4:30 till 7 p.m. Dinners include fish, choice of potato or mac and cheese, salad, and a beverage. Adult meals are $18 with discounts for seniors and children. Kids 4 and under eat free. St. Patrick Catholic Church is located at 5671 Whitmore Lake Road in Ann Arbor. For more information, visit stpatricka2.org.
Flagship radio for the Michigan State Spartans. 760 WJR.
Fox News, I'm Angelo Bavaro. The U.S. trying to figure out how to open the Strait of Hormuz. Oil traffic through the key passage remains at a near standstill as Iran attacks commercial ships across the Persian Gulf.
It is a slow and tedious process to demine the strait if the IRGC Navy continues to lay mines, and they have thousands of drones that can threaten ships, as well as some submarines that can hide at the bottom of the seabed near the 2-mile opening.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. Meantime, U.S. and Israeli planes continue to hammer the Iranian regime.
The Israelis looking east, but also looking north at the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. Massive explosions rocking the Dakhya neighborhood of southern Beirut overnight. Also targets being hit in southern Beirut, where the terror organization is launching both drones and rockets over the border.
Fox's Trey Yingst. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. This year, don't just get a tax refund, upgrade it. Turn your refund into a bigger return with a brand new roof from Weather Seal Home Improvements. Right now, they'll add an extra $1,000 to your refund toward your new roof. That's a smart deal. Book today at weathersealhomeimprovements.net. That's weathersealhomeimprovements.net. Watch out for a wreck on I-75 northbound after the Davison. That's causing stop and go from Kniff Street. We also have an accident on the I-94 westbound on-ramp from I-75. Moving roadwork blocks your right lane on I-96 westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. And we still have that broken water main on Jefferson near Burn Street. The roadway's reduced to one lane in each direction. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Periods of rain off and on today, a high near 60. Overcast for tonight with a low of 28. Partly cloudy and cooler for Thursday with a high of 42. Right now, it's raining gently and 61 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Quick story. I needed new glasses. And like many of you, I thought, well, I can go online. That's easy. But then I remembered the last time I did that, it wasn't easy. They didn't look good on me and they weren't cheap. So then what? You can't take them back to the store. It's the web. Then I remembered Direct Optical Optique. Many of you got your glasses there. You looked great and had a wonderful experience. And that's what I remembered, the experience. I remembered Mariana, Frame Stylist of the Year, and how great she and her staff were at helping me find the right frame at a good price. And that's all we want, right? And they have 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to the IKEA. Go see Mariana at Direct Optical Optique. She still knows everybody by name. 3 generations of loyal customers for a reason, because you get the attention you deserve. Direct Optical Optique in West Bloomfield and in Canton, and at OptiqueDetroit.com.
Wow, did you see this?
Barrett News Media. What is that?
Well, they're a national publishing and consulting firm. Media professionals all read their stuff. But look at who they have in the top 15 of the best radio shows in the entire country.
Oh, Focus with Paul W. Smith.
Yeah. JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
And of course, the Mitch Albom Show.
I guess that's what they mean when they say the great voices of the Great Lakes.
I always thought I had a pretty great voice. I really do.
Don't sing, hon. Don't. It ain't that great.
Barrett News Media says they're the tops in the country. Catch all of the great weekday shows and see for yourself the great voices of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning. with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
We are excited to talk to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. We'll do that coming up at 3:18. Welcome in on a Wednesday. Hopefully everybody out there is having a great day. The sun is shining now. It's one of those days in Michigan in the spring. We're about to get a little colder as well. We've had this taste of 60s and even near 70-degree weather. Sorry, something just went out in my ear. Can anybody hear me? Okay, never mind. Okay, very good. I'm just going to take those off right now. But nonetheless, hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we just had, all right, we're having some technical problems here, playing around. It's all good. But nonetheless, back to the Lions. If you want to talk Lions, feel free. They're in the middle of free agency, 800-859-0957, 800-859-0957. Meantime, I wanted to discuss this story that was in the news over the last 12 hours, and that is this relationship between Donald Trump, the president of the United States, and our governor here in Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. And over the last 12 hours or so, the president posted about his meeting with Governor Whitmer, saying that he is working with her to get rid of the Asian carp problem in Lake Michigan, and that he hopes that other states jump on board. She, through a spokesperson at her office, released a statement saying, yes, they did meet. They had a very productive meeting. Bobby Letty, Whitmer's communications director, gave a pretty brief description of what had happened, being written about in the Detroit Free Press today. And besides the Asian carp problem, she talked to him about getting the aid, the federal aid that Michigan requested for northern Michigan in those historic ice storms. She also talked about getting federal aid for southwest Michigan in terms of the tornadoes. And according to Letty, he says that Trump agreed to deliver additional federal funding to help Michiganders with the cost of recovery efforts, and the governor is thankful for this extra assistance. And that was a quote that he gave to the Detroit Free Press. Now, I am fascinated. I shouldn't be, but I am fascinated by the relationship that Governor Gretchen Whitmer has with Donald Trump, because I think she's figured it out. I think the governor understands the way to work with Donald Trump. And I am surprised that more people on the Democratic side of the aisle have not done this yet. I think the president is willing to work with people, but you might have to massage his ego a little bit. And I don't think that's any secret. I don't think that's breaking any news. Have you looked at a cabinet meeting that the president has had? We've seen about, 10 cabinet meetings so far? And what's the first thing that each one of his cabinet members does before speaking about their agency? It's almost like they have to give a 30 to 60-second ego boost to President Trump. And I don't know if Gretchen Whitmer does that. I don't know if Governor Whitmer does that. But I know what she doesn't do. She doesn't refuse to talk to him. She doesn't refuse to work with him. She doesn't go to her office and slam the door and say, I'm not dealing with that guy. I'm tough. I'm not dealing with that guy. She's saying, I'm tough. I'm going to work with him, and I'm going to work with the people for the people that I represent. And because of that, she is getting done a lot of work for the people of Michigan. She's done it with Macomb County leaders and the president. She's worked with Matt Hall on the state house side of things. She has worked to get Selfridge taken care of. She's working to get FEMA distribution for northern Michigan, those historic ice storms. Now, because of the hurricanes, just a couple of days ago, we lost 4 lives, 4 Michiganders gone because of that hurricane. She has mastered what it means to work across the aisle. And there aren't too many Democratic governors that are willing to work with the president. And I can't figure out why they won't do it. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. It is a model, in my opinion, for the party, whoever runs for president next. If you are a Democratic candidate for president, I think she has struck a chord with the 70% in the middle that want the people's work done, and you want to do it fair. Sure, she plays the politics of it. Who doesn't? Everybody does. She has mastered the ability to take shots at him while working with him and talking nice to him. And same on the other side. I think Governor Gretchen Whitmer should get a lot of credit for the way she has handled herself, work with not only the Republican side of the House in the state, but also when it comes to President Donald Trump. And I mentioned the presidency, and full disclosure, I'm going to play a soundbite for you, and I'm not exactly sure when this happened. This is a soundbite circulating online from Disclose TV, but by the sound of it, it is recent because it refers to she's got 8 months left in office. She's got 8 months left in office. So that tells me that this is a very recent clip of her. And she was asked whether or not she thought about running for president. Here it is.
Well, I'll tell you something funny. My father once said to me, you'd have to be a sociopath to run for president. And then about 2 years ago, he said, you might need to think about running for president. And I said, are you calling me a sociopath, Dad? It is, it's a great compliment to be included in an incredible class of people that may or may not run for president. I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm really not. No one believes me. Everyone writes their stories anyway. But I've got 8 months to get as much done as I can on my agenda in Michigan. I believe that the best way to create any opportunity for yourself is do a damn good job with the opportunity you have right now. So.
And that was Governor Gretchen Whitmer talking about whether or not she wants to run for president. I do not think she should run for president, but what say you? 800-859-0957. Should she run for president? I will say this. I think she has laid the groundwork for a model of how somebody could work with the other side. I really do. I think she's done a tremendous job in terms of that. You want to dig into some of the numbers in education, in spending, in being an environment for business. And there's some holes in that argument. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not sure that would get through. But she has the makings of somebody that could win. She does. So we'll do that if you want to get in on it. Plus, the president talking more about the SAVE Act today. And Debbie Dingell, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, coming up at 3:18. 760 WJR.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowes.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowes.com/same-day delivery.
Collins and Blaha, attorneys at law, specializing in representation of school districts. The talented attorneys at Collins and Blaha have successfully represented educational institutions for decades. With their focus, they're versed in the day-to-day operations of a school system, allowing them to deliver the best representation. They specialize in many areas such as litigation, labor, employment, tenure, student rights, bonds, special education, school construction, and much more. Collins and Blaha, your education law experts. Details at collinsandblaha.com.
And paid for by Anthem Tax Services. Attention! If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-245-7095 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-245-7095. That's 800-245-7095. Again, 800-245-7095.
Catch School Talks with Dr. Robert Livernoy.
This week on the program, we'll chat with Diallo Smith from Life Remodeled and the important work they're doing in the city of Detroit.
Life Remodeled is a Detroit-based nonprofit that focuses on neighborhood revitalization, and we have a comprehensive way in which we do that. It's a model that we call E3M, which focuses on educational, economic, and environmental mobility.
School Talks, Sundays at 3 on WJR. WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Having trouble sleeping? Visit Mattress Firm during the Upgrade Your Sleep sale. Their sleep experts will help find your perfect bed from a premium selection of top brands. They make sleep easy.
We have an accident blocking your left lane on I-94 eastbound at I-96. That's causing slow traffic from Warren Avenue. That wreck on I-75 northbound after the Davison is cleared. Watch out for a rollover accident on I-94 westbound at Shook Road. Thanks to our tipster for that. We still have an accident on the I-94 westbound on-ramp from I-75. And moving roadwork blocks your right lane on I-96 westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Flood watch in effect through this afternoon. Heavy downpours. We've seen 1.5 inch rains here across all of southern Michigan today. And active storm or severe storms possible. 61 degrees this afternoon, turning sharply colder tonight, 28 with rains out of here. And sunshine tomorrow, cooler, high 42, low 30. Could see a rain snow mix Friday, high 47, low 26. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
760 WJR. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell coming up at 3:18. We'll talk to her about how the governor works with the president of the United States. Also, we'll talk about the DHS funding bill, where that stands right now, and all the other things happening in the world, including the SAVE Act. First and foremost, the president is now on his way to Ohio, where he will give a speech there talking about the economy and prescription drug prices and everything like that. He's going to have 2 stops today, one in Ohio and one in northern Kentucky. Operation Epic Fury is on the mind of all voters, and voters remain split on it, no doubt. And again, we were talking about this with Marie earlier. Gas prices are reacting, the markets are reacting, and based on the news of the day, this thing fluctuates almost hourly. And the president said today that they are not done striking Iran yet. Admiral Brad Cooper, U.S. CENTCOM, says that they are fully just pulverizing Iran with more missiles on the hour in taking out those 16 mine vessels. And those mine vessels, those are smaller ships as you go through that Strait of Hormuz and the traveling there, because you hit these mines and your ship stops, and then the oil industry globally is upended. And that Strait of Hormuz, I will tell you, listen, I think I've probably said that word or said that phrase or thought about the Strait of Hormuz maybe 5 times in my life. It is incredible how important this strait is. It is the world's most critical energy choke point. And Iran is trying to disrupt that area, and it is crucial. There is no success in this operation without keeping that Strait of Hormuz open and free from Iran being able to terrorize anyone or anything regarding to the travel there through that strait. And again, the U.S. CENTCOM said that the U.S. took out 16 mine-laying vessels near that strait today within the last 12 hours or so. So that was very important to do, is that area is a struggle. One of the things that the president will talk about today, he had about a 10-minute media session with reporters before leaving for Ohio earlier today, and he talked about the SAVE Act. Again, this is his number one, I think, outside of Operation Epic Fury, obviously. This is the number one focus that he has maintained, just incredible level of rhetoric on. And he talked about John Thune today, the Senate leader, who said he does not have the votes to pass the SAVE Act, the Save America Act. He does not have the votes to break filibuster and continue on this road. The president was asked about that earlier today. Here's what he had to say about Senator Thune and the Save America Act.
Is Senator Thune listening to you when you say you want to pass the Save America Act? He says there aren't the votes to do it right now. What's your response?
Well, he's got to be a leader. You know, if he's a leader, he's got to get him. It's the most popular bill I've ever seen put before Congress. And it's voter ID and it's voter. You have to be able to be a citizen to vote. It's called citizenship. And we're also adding in no men playing in women's sports, no transgender mutilization of our children, and no mail-in ballots, fake mail-in ballots. We have none of that, except in the case of the military, etc. It is the Save America Act. It's the most popular bill I think I've ever put before Congress.
I mean, first of all, the way he talks is funny, I think. It's the most, everything is the most and the best and the biggest and the baddest. It is the most popular bill that he's ever put before Congress. But in this case, he might actually be right about that. Go to any network, any poll, when it comes to this, the Save America Act, voters must show voter ID and you must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. That is the single most lopsided poll. Gallup, Fox News, Harvard, Harris, name a poll. Go find one. It is overwhelmingly positive. Now, you usually, in any bill, add pork to it, right? You sneak a little something in there to pass with the bigger stuff. Well, no men in women's sports, no transgender mutilization surgery for children. I guess that would be the pork in this bill, but everybody's talking about, whoever's against it, that this would be harder for minorities. This would be harder for women. This would be harder for rural voters to show proof of ID. I don't even know how that comes to be. I mean, I'm looking for my sheet here. Just on Friday, the Michigan Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson's office, and Ferndale High School offered students pathways to independence with free IDs. On Friday, there was a Secretary of State mobile office in front of Ferndale High School where students could get their IDs free of charge. State-issued ID could help a student secure a job, open a bank account, register to vote. A valid ID is also crucial when applying for housing and college. Okay, if you can stick a Secretary of State mobile unit outside of Ferndale High School to make sure that everybody has access to an ID, why couldn't you do that across the country? Have mobile units, add money to make it easier for people to get proof. If somebody doesn't have their birth certificate, if somebody cannot prove that they're a citizen, help them prove that they are a citizen. Who says we can't do all of it? We're the United States of America. You can do anything. I mean, it's incredibly short-sighted to me anyway, that people can't get identification or people cannot prove that they're a citizen. That's what the Secretary of State offices are, or the DMV offices are. Help them get the required documents in order to vote. Why couldn't you put a mobile office just in the middle of downtown? These just all over, almost like the Red Cross trucks, right? These Red Cross mobile units, great job doing the Lord's work, feeding people, giving them hats, gloves, mittens. You couldn't do that with a Secretary of State mobile unit to make sure that people have proper identification, to make it easier to register to vote, to make it easier to secure a job, to make it easier to open a bank account. I think this is a layup. And I'm not sure why the Republicans, and we'll start with the Republicans, the Democrats, I don't know what they have against it, but Senator Thune said he's got 3 or 4 Republicans that won't vote for it. And the president says Senator Thune has to be a leader and get those Republicans on board. Incredible. And if he can't do it, he should step down as leader of the Senate. That is the part of being a leader. You have to galvanize the people on your team first before you can move forward to work with the other side. We can take some of your calls on that. If you like, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Top of the hour. Coming up next, 760 WJR.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SOUND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SOUND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Custom built for Detroit. 760 WJR.
Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen every Sunday at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. A conversation on all things education, from parents and students to educators and policymakers. School Talks is dedicated to in-depth discussions and analysis with experts on a wide range of topics in education. Sponsored by the law firm of O'Reilly Rancilio, advising and representing school districts for all of their legal needs for more than 40 years. Get details at orlaw.com.
Our representative, Jack Bergman, is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
Iran's president sends a message on Lisa Brady, Fox News. In a social media post, the Iranian president says the only way to end the conflict is to recognize Iran's legitimate rights, also demanding international guarantees against future aggression and payment of reparations. Meantime, an Israeli military spokesperson says they're prepared to continue fighting as long as necessary, and the White House has emphasized a continued commitment to the objectives, targeting Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile programs.
Reports indicate Israel is bracing for an uptick in Iranian fire tonight. Overnight, there were more missiles launched at this country, although fewer at a time, given the fact that the United States and Israeli planes continued to go after these launching positions inside of Iran.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Iran's retaliatory strikes hitting a wide variety of targets, including the international airport in Dubai for a second time, and a U.S. diplomatic site in Baghdad, as well as oil refineries. But President Trump highlighting heavy losses in Iran's Navy and Air Force, and the U.S. bombing of multiple mine-laying vessels near the Strait of Hormuz.
President Trump added that the U.S. has no reports of the Iranians laying mines there yet. Iran has effectively closed traffic through the strait. It's a narrow conduit. A fifth of the world's oil goes through. Iran says it fully controls the strait, and any ship looking to sail through it needs its permission. In the meantime, the International Energy Agency says its member countries will release 400 million barrels of oil, a move the Interior Secretary says he supports.
Fox's Rich Edson. President Trump just telling reporters
Prices are coming down very substantially. Oil will be coming down. That's just a matter of war.
the president's now in Ohio to visit a biotech firm and talk about lowering drug prices before he heads to Kentucky with a continued focus on his domestic economic agenda. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Reamer Floors. 3-day sale this Thursday through Saturday only. Save up to 40% on new flooring for your home. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, and waterproof floors, all at unbeatable sale pricing. If flooring is on your spring to-do list, don't wait. This weekend only at Reamer Floors in Bloomfield Hills, Northville, or online at reamerfloors.com. That wreck on I-75 northbound after the Davison is cleared. Watch out for a rollover accident on I-94 westbound at Shook Road. Moving roadwork blocks your right lane on I-96 westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. And we still have that wreck on I-94 eastbound at I-96. You're slow from Livernois. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Periods of rain off and on today, a high near 60. Overcast for tonight with a low of 28. Partly cloudy and cooler for Thursday with a high of 42. Right now it's raining and 59 degrees. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hey gang, it's Ryan Ermanni here. I want to tell you about my friends at Paramount Roofing. You know, living in Michigan, March is when we really start to see what winter did to our homes. Snow, ice, wind, all of it takes a toll on your roof. When I met with owner Eric Reno and his team, they showed me how they make the whole process incredibly easy. All you need to do is visit weareroofing.com and you'll get a free instant quote. No waiting, no pressure, just real information. What I love is their fresh approach. Everything built to last and backed for life. They truly deliver a 5-star roofing experience. And who wouldn't want that? Made easy from start to finish. If you're worried about time or budget, don't. Paramount Roofing offers no money down, plus 5 years, 0% interest, which makes protecting your home or your business a whole lot more manageable. They handle both residential and commercial roofing. So whether it's your home, your office, the property you manage, whatever it is, they've got you covered. Spring is coming, Michigan. Now is the time to check on that roof before the heavy rains arrive, and they are coming. You know they are. Get your instant free roof quote today at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com. Paramount Roofing.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. and it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Say hello to another great voice. This is JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni on 760 WJR.
Hour number 2 of the program here on a Wednesday, March 11th, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, welcome in. Obviously, if you're watching on 760, or if you're listening on 760 WJR or WJR.com, the WJR free mobile app, you wouldn't be able to see this. But I am doing the show from home today. My wife is out of town, and I'm juggling the jobs and the kids. And it's funny because when you have a taste of something that people do every single day, you have a new appreciation for what people do every single day. I feel like a single parent in situations like this. And I have always had the utmost respect for people that do it all, do the kid thing, do the work thing, do the life thing, do everything on your own. It hasn't even been a full day yet, and I'm like, when is my wife coming home? Please.
You're being dad of the year.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Beth Ann. So it is interesting, though. I have a completely new perspective, or let me say this. I have a completely fresh perspective on what people do every day, and my appreciation for you and what you do each and every day is immeasurable. So kudos out there to all the single moms and single dads that work, cook, coach, do everything. God bless you. I'm going to get to the phones in just one second. I do want to get to Marie, though, because she's got an interesting story here. When I saw this story, I had to rub my eyes and see if it was real. I didn't realize this was a problem, but state lawmakers in Lansing are preparing to vote on a plan that would open the door for Michigan farmers to sell raw, unpasteurized milk directly to consumers. WJR's Marie Osborne has more on this interesting story. Marie, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding unpasteurized milk. This is a big thing online, lots of opinions on this one way or the other. So this particular proposal would lift the longstanding ban on farm-to-table sales of raw dairy while keeping retail sales off limits. The legislation bypassed the House Agriculture Committee and instead advanced through the Government Operations and Rules Committee. Supporters say the change would give consumers more choice and allow for smaller farms to sell their products. They think they are safe when handled carefully. More than 200 people testified in favor of this earlier this year, and that included producers who say modern testing and cooling standards make raw milk a viable option. However, dairy organizers, and we're talking about the Michigan Farm Bureau and the State Agriculture Department, they strongly oppose this move. They point to decades of public health data linking raw milk to bacterial outbreaks that include Salmonella, E. coli, and other such bacterias. Michigan has recorded several of these outbreaks in recent years. So the bills outline strict requirements. They're talking about rapid cooling, routine animal testing, bacterial monitoring, clear labeling, and signed waiver acknowledging risks. Sales would only be allowed at farms, farmers markets, and private food clubs. Large industrial operations would be excluded. So right now, this is a controversial topic about unpasteurized raw milk products, Ryan. Some people think it's a great thing. Other people say, stay away.
And I guess I just never realized that, that milk is something that you take such for granted. I guess you go to the store, you have no idea
right.
what. I mean, it's pasteurized, obviously, but I didn't know that people would want raw milk. And if they did want raw milk, I didn't know that it would be such a controversial topic where the state steps in and deals with such things. But apparently it is, and they do.
It absolutely is. And there's a lot of material out there if people want to read about it and see, just to kind of get a lay of the land on this one. There are people who believe in, wanting to have less processed food in general. So they're the ones who generally are for this sort of thing. This can be pasteurized milk, according to doctors and researchers, can be particularly dangerous for pregnant women. So you really got to know your stuff and read up on this before you jump on the bandwagon.
No doubt about it. Thanks, Marie. Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
You got it. Coming up at 3:18, less than 10 minutes from now, we'll talk to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell. Always appreciate her time and her availability here on WJR. Talk about a number of things. I will ask her, obviously, about the SAVE Act. The president was commenting about that now, says Thune, talking about the Senate leader, John Thune, has to be a leader. If he doesn't have the votes, he's got to get the votes to pass the Save America Act. He says it's the most popular bill he's ever put towards Congress. Let me get to Ken in Livonia on this, who's been waiting. Hey, Ken, you're on 760 WJR.
Oh, great show, and once again, a great topic that we've discussed again and again and again. First of all, I'm sick and tired of these people who are against voter ID insulting women and insulting minorities because they're presenting the idea that they're, in my opinion, uneducated. Excuse me? You can't go one day in this country without an ID. I mean, we've talked about this before. I can't buy alcohol. I can't go to my credit union. I can't get prescriptions, and on and on and on. So we already need it to survive. The only reason why anybody would be against IDs required when you vote is because you want to cheat. That's the only legitimate reason.
Ken, I go back to what happened in Georgia back in 2021 when and thanks so much for the call, my friend, when the state of Georgia passed similar voter ID laws. Major League Baseball took the All-Star game out as a form of protest against that law because it was framed as Jim Crow 2.0. So they said, we're picking up our ball and we're leaving Atlanta. We are not going to have the All-Star game in Atlanta. And what happened in 2022? Record voter turnout, including record voter turnout among minorities in 2022 for a midterm. That was surpassed again in 2024. Record voter turnout in 2024. So the evidence of minimizing the vote is not there. In fact, it increased the vote. I think it galvanizes people to vote. Nonetheless, just one of the things that we'll talk to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell about. Lots on the table. Don't go anywhere. 760 WJR.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
I'm Steve Finatieri, Regional Vice President for Cumulus Media, inviting you to one of Metro Detroit's premier summer charity events. On Monday, July 13th, 760 WJR presents the Lomas Brown Golf Classic at the beautiful Country Club of Detroit. Hosted by Detroit Lions legend and WJR radio host Lomas Brown, this championship-level outing brings together business leaders and sports figures for an unforgettable day of golf and community impact. After a sold-out debut in 2025, this year's event will be even bigger, with premium activations, elevated hospitality, and lots of Detroit sports personalities. Proceeds benefit the Lomas Brown Jr. Foundation, strengthening Detroit families through scholarships, youth development, and life skills programming. Companies like yours across Michigan are invited to align their brands with a cause that's truly making a difference. Be a part of something bigger than golf. July 13th at the Country Club of Detroit. Contact me directly at 313-873-9866 or visit LomasBrownGolfClassic.com. That's LomasBrownGolfClassic.com.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
St. Patrick's Day gets to Doyle's at St. John's Resort. Doors open at 2:30. Dig into Irish deviled eggs, stuffed cabbage rolls, potato pierogi, plus shepherd's pie and fish and chips. Great food and great drinks all day long. St. Patrick's Day at Doyle's. See you then.
The Dan Bongino Show.
It's our movement, okay? It's ours. We built it.
Hard truths.
Remember, I just told you, flooding the zone with facts not related to evidence is not getting to truth, it's obscuring it. Don't accuse me of partisan bias here. This show tries to get to a truth lodestar by showing you things called evidence, not random facts unrelated to the point. Well, let's get to truth. Let's produce actual evidence. There's only one choice, man.
The Dan Bongino Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
See you there.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
We've got some slowdowns on I-94 westbound just from I-75. That accident has been cleared there, but we still have some residual backups. I-94 eastbound at I-96. Look out for a wreck blocking your two left lanes. You're slow from Livernois. Hines Drive still closed in both directions between West Outer Drive and Ann Arbor Trail due to flooding. 14 Mile Road closed in both directions between Drake and Farmington Road. We still have that broken water main there. Please avoid that area until further notice. And some moving road work on I-96 westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. That's blocking your right lane. Should wrap up within 15 minutes or so. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Flood watch in effect for active downpours out there this afternoon. Thunderstorms and temperatures in the low 60s today. Sharply colder tonight, down to 28. Then Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 42. A rainstorm mix Friday, 47. And then inches of snow possible for Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Winter not quite done yet. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
The Michigan State Spartans are headed to the Big Ten tournament this weekend. The green and white hit the court Friday night. Tom Izzo and his squad are locked in, fired up, and ready for a fight. WJR broadcast time is 8 p.m. The Spartans play here on 760 WJR.
Wednesday, March 11th. Welcome in. I want to bring in Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, kind enough to join us here on the program. Congresswoman, how are you, my friend? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello? Back at the station. I don't think they pulled the Congresswoman up. Hang on one second. Let's see what we're doing here. Unmute. I'm not on mute, am I?
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code AUTO for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AUTO for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
Listen to the Inside Outside guys Saturday 10 till noon as they answer all your housing questions, sponsored by Currency, celebrating 40 years. Get a free platinum roof package upgrade on your roof replacement this year at kearnsbrothers.com. Have an authentic Irish experience this St. Patrick's Day with Wrigley's famous Easter Market corned beef.
Mic check. I
Located
didn't change a thing.
Wrigley's
Yeah, it's
corned
fine.
beef has been a
Our
Detroit
computer
tradition
changed.
since
We're going back.
1924. Call 888-WIGGLEYS today or visit Wrigley's.com.
keep me
Detroit
longer
celebrates
then.
the power of women.
don't send
From the
me a
Henry
break.
Ford Museum to the Regional Chamber, we're honoring our trailblazers.
Yeah,
Join
we
us for
just-
local
we
summits,
just took
jazz
apart your
tributes,
2
and
minutes, so
community
go to
workshops
30,
through the month
not
of March.
30, 30,
It's time
just
to
30,
give, to
please.
gain, and lift every voice. Find a full list of International Women's Month events at visitdetroit.com. Let's move Detroit forward together.
760 WJR. Apologize for the technical problem there. Let me bring in Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who's been waiting long enough. Congresswoman, how are you, my friend? Thanks for the time. I really appreciate it.
Ryan, it is always good to talk to you. And I thought somebody was sending me a message with all the static.
I apologize for that. First and foremost, let me say this. It was great to see you yesterday at the Mitch Albom Twice book program and an event. And one of the things I've always admired about you is you are out in the community. There is no hiding. There is no nothing. You are out there with people almost daily, but certainly weekly. And I wanted to put that out there because we want our elected officials to talk to us, to be among us, and you are. And I admire that about you. Thank you for being there.
Well, thank you, Ryan. And if I'm home, I am out because I'm only as effective if I know what's really on people's minds. And I want people to talk to me directly. You know, I go to all kinds of events, and a typical Saturday, I'll have 10 to 14 events, and I start at 6:30 in the morning and go late because people talk to you, and I don't believe in entourages. People who have 10 staff around them drive me nuts. I go by myself. I want people to talk to me. I want to know what they care about, what they feel, and I don't care if they yell at me, if they do it without, threatening me.
Well, that's the one thing, because I do believe, and I think we get a little bit of taste of this, and I talked about this earlier about Governor Gretchen Whitmer in dealing with President Trump. She has seemingly found a way to work with him for the people of Michigan, whether it's the Asian carp or the tornadoes in southwest Michigan or the ice storms in northern Michigan. She has done a really good job at working with him, and it's part of talking with him. And I don't know why anybody would yell at anybody, or why anybody would yell at you. I'm sure people yell at me even too, and I'm a nobody. So I guess people are just mad.
You are.
But
Everybody is somebody.
Thank you, Congressman. But nonetheless, the idea that we can't work together, that we can't come up with real solutions, just want to get your take on that.
Well, I'm glad that the governor does think it's important to have the ability to talk to the president. And she did get a commitment. It's been taken a year to get money from the federal government to be able to help with much of the damage that was done by ice storms last year. I talk to everybody. I listen to everybody. My husband used to say, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, to listen more and talk less. And, we all have different life experiences, different perspectives, if we listen to each other, try to take the time to understand different perspectives, maybe we get to the right place. And right now, this hate that's out there towards everybody is not okay. It's corrosive, and it is hurting and harming our democracy. And remember, united we stand, divided we fall. And I really do try to talk to everybody. I have many good friends that are on the other side of the aisle. I introduce bills with them. We work to get things passed. You can disagree agreeably.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, let me ask you about a couple of things that we've been talking about here over the last couple of days, and I'll be completely transparent. I believe we have to open the government. And I know that ICE funding and the DHS has been a big topic, and Democrats wanted some change with ICE. But Greg Bovino is out. Tom Homan came in. Body cams for ICE officers were wanted. Body cams are being worn now for ICE officers. The withdrawal of the surge in Minneapolis, and Kristi Noem has been fired. Congresswoman, at what point can we move on with the people's work now and open the government? These TSA agents who make 35, 50 grand a year, missing paychecks for 4 weeks. We've got FEMA, the disaster in Southwest Michigan alone this week. At what point is enough enough?
So I want to come back at you with one, the TSA. I totally share how you feel. I love these men and women. I spend a lot of time with them. I have introduced bills to keep them from being ping pong balls when this happens. It happened under both administrations. I offered an amendment on the last appropriations bill to pay them. I went to Rosa DeLauro, who's the ranking Democrat. We have offered legislation that would pay everybody but ICE while this is happening, and the Republicans won't even discuss that. But I'm also going to say this to you, Ryan. FEMA was gutted a year ago by DOGE. That it's taken way too long to get the money for last year, and it's only happening because the governor talked directly to the president. We do need to worry about for us, the tornadoes that happened last week and doing what we have to do. But South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, many other states that have been hit by real disasters are a year later. Still, FEMA's been gutted, and that's not right. And I'm also worried about other guts. Like, there've been like 4 incidences that areas in Michigan haven't been notified on bad weather because NOAA's been gutted. So I think we need to maybe understand and respect that public servants do make a difference in our life. I think ICE has still got to have guardrails on them. Unfortunately, they are the ones that are funded because they got funded in the big blank bill earlier this year, and they aren't required to use those body cameras yet. We gave them money for body cameras in that bill. It's been almost a year, and not everybody is wearing cameras yet. Why can't they act like other law enforcement? Why are they able to use masks? Why can they detain American citizens? I want to get this done. And the men and women of TSA period across the country, I know the ones in Detroit. And I'm going to tell you one more story, then I'll take a breath. That when they were shut down the last time, not this time, we tried to bring meals for them the first day. God bless Chad, who runs the airport. They are giving them meals each day. They were told they could not take meals in their uniforms or take anything, and we wanted to do a food bank. Not a lot of people, a lot of organizations. Now, the same administration that'll allow the president to take a plane from the UAE told these employees they couldn't get food at a food bank because it would be a gift.
Hey, Congresswoman, there's that darn music again, and I hate to do this on air.
I know.
If you have to run, I understand. Would you be willing to do another segment with me?
I'll do another segment with you, Ryan.
That'd be fantastic.
I will.
All right, that'd be fantastic. Stay right there. More with Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, 760 WJR.
Our Representative Tom Barrett is standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. He knows the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
There's trouble in River City, and you're invited as Meredith Wilson's The Music Man comes to the Fox Theater for 4 performances. Thursday, April 2nd through Saturday, April 4th. Featuring classic 76 trombones, You Got Trouble, Till There Was You, Pick a Little, and Gary, Indiana. You could win tickets. Text keyword trouble to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by 313 Presents. Official rules at WJR.com.
Fox News, I'm Carmen Roberts. U.S. CENTCOM warns Iranians to steer clear of ports around the Strait of Hormuz, while the U.S. has eliminated an entire class of Iranian warships.
They've lost their Navy. They've lost their Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft apparatus at all. They have no radar. Their leaders are gone. And we could do a lot worse.
And President Trump speaking to reporters. Meantime, an unidentified projectile reportedly struck a Thai-flagged cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. New York City investigators say they have new footage from a Pennsylvania fireworks shop showing one of the terrorist suspects buying supplies before an attack outside the mayor's residence.
5 days later, police say the 18-year-old Balat, 19-year-old Ibrahim Qayyumi threw the bombs into a crowded protest in New York City.
Fox's Alexis McAdams. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
Sponsored by Reamer Floors.
Our grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Reamer Floors 3-day sale is here this Thursday through Saturday only. Save up to 40% on new flooring for your home. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, and waterproof floors, all at unbeatable sale pricing. If flooring is on your spring to-do list, don't wait. This weekend only at Reamer Floors in Bloomfield Hills, Northville, or online at reamerfloors.com. We still have that wreck on I-94 eastbound at I-96. That's causing stop-and-go traffic from Livernois. That wreck is cleared from the I-94 westbound on-ramp from I-75. Still have some moving road work on the I-96 express lanes westbound between the Davison and the Southfield Freeway. And broken water main slowing you down on Jefferson in both directions near Burns Street. Your roadway's been reduced to 1 lane. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Periods of rain off and on this afternoon. Temps in the low 60s. Overcast for tonight with a low of 28. Partly cloudy and cooler for Thursday with a high of 42. Right now it's raining and 61 degrees. I'm Rich Bluzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This winter might not have been the worst one on record, but it's up there. Aside from being hard on people, it's even tougher on our homes. Hi, it's Paul W. For my friends here at Victor's Home Solutions. If the freeze-thaw cycles this winter created even the slightest crack in the shingles or sealant on your roof, you're going to have water in your home this spring when the rains hit. That's why you need to call Victor's today and schedule a free 21-point roof inspection before the rainy season. They'll go over every inch of your roof and review their findings with you. And if they do find a problem, it can usually be fixed with an inexpensive repair. But if it is time for a new roof, you could not hire a better company than Victor's. Over-the-top customer service, highly skilled crews that install a perfect roof every time. And best of all, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So give them a call for your free roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS. That's 866-VICTORS. Or online at victors.com. Victors.com.
Ad paid for by Anthem Tax Services. Attention. If you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems, end all collections, and may even reduce your back taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-245-7095 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-245-7095. That's 800-245-7095. Again, 800-245-7095.
Wow, did you see this?
Barrett News Media. What is that?
Well, they're a national publishing and consulting firm. Media professionals all read their stuff. But look at who they have in the top 15 of the best radio shows in the entire country.
Oh, Focus with Paul W. Smith.
Yeah. JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
And, of course, The Mitch Albom Show.
I guess that's what they mean when they say the great voices of the Great Lakes.
I always thought I had a pretty great voice. I really do.
Don't sing, hon. Don't. It ain't that great.
Barrett News Media says they're the tops in the country. Catch all of the great weekday shows and see for yourself. The great voices of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
Let's get right back to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who has incredibly been gracious with her time here and given us a second segment. Just to recap, we were talking about the funding bill for DHS, and there are some problems, no doubt, with everything. But Congresswoman, just to move it forward, where do you believe we can get to a point? What do the Republicans need to do, I guess, in your mind, to move forward with working with you guys to get something done?
Well, I hope when we return, you're out this week, negotiations will continue. There have been no negotiations. I think that you're seeing these long lines at airports is going to get people's attention on both sides. And look, I really worry about our men and women of the TSA. I worry about them in FEMA and Coast Guard too, but FEMA's really already been gutted, and we need to restore FEMA. We need FEMA when they're emergency. So, I'd even like it if we could actually get them more money and bodies restored in these discussions. Hopefully, there are going to be some real discussions when people get back next week.
Congressman, you mentioned
this partisan.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you mentioned TSA. You mentioned the TSA, and I saw a report today that 300 agents have just quit. They just said not
can you
blame
them
anymore. No, that's I think that's the hard part. I mean, look, when you're making around between 35 and 50K, and supervisors, of course, make north of $70,000, and you don't get a paycheck for weeks at a time, 4 weeks at a time, running on a couple of different shutdowns over the last 6 months or so. I don't blame them, but are we?
And you're not. There are people that literally could not. They get fired if they don't show up, but they didn't have the money to pay for gas, and mothers didn't have the money to pay for daycare, and they can't. I really am empathetic on all of this, and I think we need to find a way that they are exempt from some of the other things that are being done. But I also believe that ICE needs serious guardrails. So
I guess my question,
this is the way that people have chosen.
I guess my question in another way to put it is, at what cost is, the safety of, our TSA agents? It's hard to believe that, when I looked into how much money they made, I was surprised because they are responsible for literally keeping us safe in the skies. At what cost is that safety? I don't want to say okay, because I understand that, these things happen in the federal government, but at what point is our safety not enough to, I don't want to say play around with,
I
but
want to
play
say
around
this
with.
to you.
Okay.
When I am with both TSA and the comptrollers, now the comptrollers are in a different budget, so not the comptroller, the guys in the control tower, the controllers.
Sure.
They have both been very clear with me. We always make sure people are safe, and they don't want people to talk the way that because I've asked it, and they're like, we make sure people are safe. It never impacts the quality of our work. But I mean, it's why I've offered bills. It's why I've offered amendments. I think somehow TSA has got to stop being used as a ping pong ball in all of this. On the other hand, I do think that we need serious guardrails on ICE. So this isn't a way to. We could ask about our whole budget process at some point, but right now I care very deeply about the men and women of. Working for ICE, I try to keep relationships or talk to everybody and etc. And I tell the head of ICE in Detroit he's got to have the worst job in America. I mean, I wouldn't want the job.
No, yeah, I
But
mean,
these, we'll see what's Kristi Noem is gone. I know there are not a lot of people the fact of the matter is what's happening at the Department of Homeland Security, though it's being guided by direction from the White House. So I think Kristi Noem had a lot of her own issues. And I know Mark Whitmer.
I think that was, I'm surprised that wasn't done sooner. I'm surprised that was not done sooner. There's no doubt about that.
I've worked with Mark Wayne. I've worked with him on projects. He's been kind to me. I know he's working at the direction of the president, but I do not believe that he would tolerate the kind of shootings that happened in Minnesota or walk out and call them domestic terrorists. So
look,
I'm not overly optimistic.
You're not wrong about that at all. I mean, Kristi Noem was, in my opinion, she did a really good job at the border, but outside it, she was a disaster. And it was all about her. And we've talked about that a lot. Let me get two quick questions, which we could probably spend 2 hours on as well. But first question, when it comes to the funding bill and DHS, where are we with the Iranian sleeper cells that we hear so much about? How much concern is there about sleeper cells here in the fact that we don't have a funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security?
Okay,
yeah.
I want to say this to you, that is the responsibility of the FBI, which again is funded under the Justice Department.
Okay.
So, it's very hard to follow who funds what. And look, we know that there are people, I'm not going to say that they're not domestic terrorism is real. But can I also just get something out of my system too, Ryan, where
Please.
I got to be very careful because, I don't think Republican members saying Muslims have no place in this country is the right thing to do. That's just another symbol of hate. And then when he talks about they did something in New York, we have militia in this country too. And I want to be very careful because, they've gone after the governor. They've gone after. We all have to. Domestic terrorism is real, and we have to be alert, period. And it comes in many forms.
Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, you are incredibly generous with your time. I could keep going. I wanted to talk to you about the Save America Act, but I guess we'll just have to do that another time.
Save that for another day. But I'll tell you the truth about that one, too.
I'll be looking forward to it. To it. You are awesome, Congresswoman. I love talking to you.
Thank you.
And it's always great. It's incredible. Hey, we're going to take a break. Coming right back. Steve Courtney coming up next. Lots of sports to discuss. 760 WJR.
Game day when you're ready.
Hey, let me tell you about my friends at Game Day Men's Health. You know it. I've been talking about them since mid-October. I've been working with them since mid-October. Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth has helped me, and I mean this, feel better than I ever have in my adult life. I've lost 30-plus pounds, 32 if you want to be exact. I'm using them for weight loss, but they specialize in personalized, science-backed men's health treatments, testosterone replacement, peptide, Medical weight loss, all designed specifically for men. At Game Day Men's Health in Plymouth, it is more than just an online point-and-click transaction. I just had my in-person check a while back. Real people delivering real results. Every treatment plan customized to meet your specific needs. Do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, just the gentlemen, actually. Call them for a complimentary consultation, 734-927-1718. That number again, 734-927-1718. Game Day Men's Health on Ann Arbor Road in Plymouth, 734-927-1718.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that,
We're ready for a promo.
What's that?
You can record your promo now if you want.
Oh, okay. Coming in 3, in 2. Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, we'll get you the latest on Operation Epic Fury and what was the president's message as he spoke in Ohio and Northern Kentucky. All that and so much more. 760 WJR.
Shout anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code AUTO for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code AUTO for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Like many of you, I got LASIK surgery back in the 80s, and recently I started having trouble seeing, and it turns out they never told us LASIK doesn't last forever. So now what? Glasses? I haven't worn glasses in years, and I'm as vain as the next person. But then I remembered Mariana and the staff at Direct Optical Optique and how great they were at finding cool frames that look good on me because they are frame stylists. You can't get that on the web or a big box store, and nobody has a bigger selection of designer frames than Direct Optical Optique. And Mariana still knows everybody by name. She's still selling cool glasses, one pair at a time with a very personal touch. So if you wear glasses now or are wearing them again, you got to go to Direct Optical Optique and let them treat you like a star. They're the only ones who can do that. 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to IKEA, OptiqueDetroit.com on the web.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
We have a wreck on I-75 northbound at I-375 that's blocking your right shoulder. Expect stop and go on I-75 southbound between Outer Drive and Dix Highway. Construction blocks your left lane on I-94 westbound between Oakwood Boulevard and Pelham Road. And Hines Drive closed in both directions between West Outer Drive and Ann Arbor Trail due to flooding. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Flood watch in effect for a large chunk of southern Michigan. We've had 1.5 inches plus downpours. There are winter weather alerts up north and the potential for some isolated severe storms. 61 as a cold front clips us today. 28 degrees our low tonight with decreasing rain chances. Partly cloudy Thursday, cooler, high 42, low 30. And a rain snow mix Friday, high 47, low 26. Inches of snow possible Saturday night and Sunday morning. Winter not done yet. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
760 WJR. Before we get to Steve Courtney, I just got to say this. For Congresswoman Debbie Dingell to spend 2 segments with me and have a discussion on things. Look, I've been so critical of the fact that the government is shut down. To be able to come on and explain her point, and hopefully when they get back to Washington, they can get this thing solved and they can get the government back open. But I just think it's remarkable to come onto this radio station for 2 segments and have a conversation peacefully, thoughtfully. You may disagree with her. You may think that her ideas are terrible, whatever. Or you may agree with her, but the fact that you come on and make the argument, the fact that you come on and speak your mind and share thoughtful, respectful discord, I think is fantastic, and I just want to recognize her for doing that with me here today. Okay, now let's get to Steve Courtney,
Sir.
my friend. How are you, brother?
What's going on there, Ari? You doing all right?
Look, I'm surviving. I am. My wife is out of town, Steve, so I am doing daddy duty. Kids just got home from school, and I got them off to school. Have you ever done? I don't know if you've done this in quite some time, but the drop off at school, the drop off and pickup line at school is
A nightmare. Always has been. Always has been.
Hunger
Always
Games.
will be.
I played defense today. Tomorrow, I'm playing offense.
Well, good for you. You know what though? Isn't it kind of sad when it comes to the drop off and pickup line at schools that you really have to form a strategy?
I was not prepared today. I never do school drop off, but I did it today. I was not prepared
for you.
it. Oh man, I'm ready for tomorrow though.
All right, my friend. To say the Pistons were focused in Brooklyn last night would be an understatement, wouldn't it? Jalen Duren, 26 points. Cade Cunningham had 21. He also had 15 assists. And the Pistons, yes, snapped that ugly 4-game losing streak, knocking off the Nets 138-100 last night. Both JD and Cade extremely efficient. Duren, 9 of 10 from the field. Cade, 8 of 10, including 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. As a matter of fact, a nice night of shooting for the Pistons. They finished the game 56% from the field, 50% from three-point range. And remember, they were without the services of Asar Thompson, nursing that right ankle sprain. Karis LeVert, he didn't play, still dealing with the left wrist sprain. Pistons also, Ryan, get a little help. The Celtics lose to the Spurs 125-116. So in the Eastern Conference, the Pistons lead over the aforementioned Celtics, now at 3.5. The Philadelphia 76ers will be at LCA, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The 76ers, 35-30, good enough for 8th in the Eastern Conference, 11.5 behind the Pistons. How about Bam Adebayo? Huh?
I hate
Unbelievable.
it. I hate it. I think it was a cheap one.
Well, you're not alone. Yeah, there's a lot on social media saying this was really ridiculous, but he scored nonetheless, 83 points.
Give it to him, but man, I don't know if I'd want it that way. The way the last 2 minutes unfolded, Steve, with the other team, fouling up 27 so he could get to the line, it was just ridiculous.
Well, 20 of 43 from the field. How about this number? 36 of 43 from the charity stripe. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, including 6 gimmies with under 2 minutes to go. Come on.
Yeah, 7 for 22 from three-point range. I mean, you take a look at it, it's rather mediocre, but guess what? It happened. He gets the 83. He is now right behind Wilt's 100. That goes back to 1962. Kobe used to be second with 81. That is no longer the case. Crazy
Kobe's
stuff.
Royalty to this generation of players.
Oh, Adebayo, yeah. Kobe was his hero.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he didn't stop at 81 maybe. You know what I mean? Because of the way it was done. That's all I'm saying. I'm surprised he didn't just want to tie Kobe.
Interesting insight.
Yeah.
But he did say this. Wilt, me, then Kobe. It sounds crazy. It does indeed. A gut punch. Oh, a gut punch for the Red Wings last night. Carter Verhaeghe scored a couple of goals in the final 90 seconds. The Panthers get a 4-3 win over the Winged Wheelers last night. Unbelievable. Watching it, I was just sick. I will let you know, though, that the newest Red Wing, Justin Falk, had a goal and an assist in just his second game as a Red Wing. Patrick Kane, Marco Kasper also lit the lamp for the Winged Wheelers. John Gibson, between the pipes, 24 saves. Very expensive loss, too, in more ways than one. They lose center Andrew Kopp. He left the game in the second period with what looked to be somewhat serious, not a doctor, left leg injury. He did not return. Remember, they're without Dylan Larkin. And here's it's going to add salt to the open wound. Boston, Buffalo, and Montreal all won last night. So the Atlantic Division, Buffalo with 86 points, Tampa Bay with 82. Montreal now in third place in the Atlantic Division with 80 points. You've got the Red Wings at 79 and Boston at 78. The significance of that, Ryan, you've got the Red Wings in Boston now holding on to the 2 wild card spots in the Eastern Conference. Oh, and by the way, the Red Wings will be in Tampa tomorrow night.
Not to be an alarmist, but a game like that is one that sends you down the road.
There's no doubt.
They got to win the next one. If they don't win the next one, I'm not sure. And it's at Tampa too. So it's not,
yeah, it is.
If they don't beat Tampa, if they lose again, make it 4 losses in their last 5 games, I don't know, man. I think this is another bad one, another bad stretch where they choke down the stretch.
You know what, Ryan? You've known me a while. You know I'm not a prude. Yeah. But I will admit, after that hockey game last night, I was using some pretty foul language. Okay.
Maybe it's just not in the cards this year. I don't know. It was like that was a microcosm of the last 2 marches, and if this one is beginning like that,
Well, let me just say this in the time we have left, my friend. If since the Lions season ended, you've been waking up every morning saying, "Is this going to be the day that the Lions restructure Jared Goff's contract?" You're in luck. They have done just that, freeing up $32 million in cap room ahead of the start of the new league year. Now, here's the way it works, and NFL money is kind of nuts. The Lions went into this week about $5 million below their projected salary cap for the upcoming campaign when taking into account the trade of David Montgomery, which, by the way, became or will become official in 4 minutes. They certainly needed to create more room to sign free agents, their 2026 draft class, and to execute some of the contract extensions they hope to do for players like Gibbs, Campbell, Laporta, and Brian Branch. With Goff, the Lions converted $40 million of his base salary into a signing bonus. They added an extra void year in 2030. So it gets pretty complicated from that. But the bottom line is Goff's deal's been restructured.
And they needed to do that, no doubt about it. All right, Steve, thanks so much, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You know it, Ryan.
Hey, I want to thank Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason, Abby Pelkey. I want to thank Ray Templin, engineer extraordinaire who is with me today. And I want to thank you for making us part of your day here on 760 WJR. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started here on the network. The Mitch Albom Show is next on 760 WJR.
What if